Welcome to this week's Mindset video. Thanks for joining me. Today, I want to talk to you about whether or not you are ready for kindergarten. We have spent a lot of weeks getting your child ready and talking about their level of readiness. But something that goes to the wayside a lot is whether or not the mom or dad is ready for this big day and for their child to go off to kindergarten. So let's spend a little bit of time talking about some things that you can do to prepare yourself. It's a big day for you too, obviously. And on some level, you probably already recognize this. You might be really excited and looking forward to it and thinking of all the things you're going to be able to get done with this new time that you have in your day. Or you might be dreading it and dreading that separation from your child and hoping that they're not going to pick up on that. Or it might be a mix of both of those things. All of it is perfectly natural. So on some level, you're probably already assessing your own readiness and what it's going to be like for you on that day. But there's some things that you can do to make it a little bit easier. So let's go over some of those things. Ideally, both for your child and for yourself, you want to visit their school and classroom in advance, their particular classroom, to see exactly where they're going to be. Obviously, meet people like their teacher, but then there's also other people too that you might or might not have the opportunity to meet in advance. So if you do, you want to take advantage of that. Maybe the bus driver if your child's going to take the bus, or even the lunch people if they're going to have that experience. A lot of times in kindergarten, they don't necessarily stay for lunch because they're not going to be there the whole day. But if they are, then maybe you have the opportunity to meet those people. There could be a student assistant or, for instance, a helper out on the playground. Obviously, the principal or the administrative staff at the school, anybody and everybody. If you just go, and if they have a parent open house, or you call and you ask for the opportunity to visit, you may have the opportunity to meet all of these different people. Sometimes if you go during the summer before the start of the school year, there's really not very many people there. It might just be the administrative staff who are there getting ready for the next year. So if you know in advance, which school your child's going to go to in the spring, then you might have the opportunity to meet some of those people previously before the summer starts. So that's something to potentially think about as well. If you can't meet them before the start of school, then you may have the opportunity to meet them soon after. So that might be something you want to plan as well. Programming all of the numbers that you might need into your phone will help as well. So the school's main number, if there's a particular number to, for instance, the nurse's office, that way you'll not only see right away if your school is calling you, if they have, a question, or if your child isn't feeling well, and you'll know right away that it's the school calling, but then you'll be able to call quickly as well if you just feel the need to check in. Always have a backup plan. So whether this is for transportation to the school, or especially to pick up your child. So if your child doesn't take the bus and you or somebody else in your family are responsible for picking up your child from school, you always want to try to have a backup plan for that. Somebody else that you can call if something happens, if you get a flat tire or you get sick, or maybe something happens with a different child of yours, an older child, and you have to go pick them up from school because they're sick and take them to the doctor or something like that. So if something unexpected happens, that just you have that plan in place and you know that you can make a call and have somebody else go and pick up your child instead. And of course, then you have to let the school know who the approved people are to do that and everything like that. So likely the school will already be working with you to have alternate people who are allowed to pick up your child from school. So you want to think about grandparents, aunts and uncles, close friends, neighbors, who's going to be this alternate person, a babysitter, somebody who's trusted that has the availability to for you to call if you need to and to go and get your child. So just having that plan already in place in the back of your mind will just help you to go about your day and take some of that pressure off. You also should have a plan for sick days, whether it's you who are sick, again, you need somebody else to take your child to school, or whether it's your child who's sick. So sometimes when we take our children to kindergarten, that's a time for our mom to maybe return to the workplace or, has other things going on. And so if your child is sick and needs to stay home, having an alternate plan for that, if it's not automatically going to be you staying with your child, then that helps take the pressure off as well. You know that if something happens and your child stays home from school that day, that your day will continue to go smoothly, and you're not going to have to, make calls and cancel this or cancel that. So again, having that grandmother or babysitter or somebody that you can have then pitch in to help with your child if something unexpected like that happens, because you're setting up this new routine for your life and new obligations that you might have, and you just want to make sure that there's backup plans in place for the things that always do eventually come up. On the more sentimental side, just like you might send like a little note or a picture with your child in their lunchbox, think about doing the same thing for yourself. You might choose a favorite picture of them to put on the screen of your phone. Or you could choose, a favorite picture that they drew for you and put that up, wherever you're going to spend a good part of your day. If it's in your office or if it's in your kitchen, or, to even take it with you in your purse, have that little memento just to remind you of your child. Maybe it's a small little toy of theirs or something like that. Just to, have that little connection with them throughout the day. We do that for them, but we don't always think about doing it for ourselves. And it can be a great little reminder and just, give you a little pause to think about your child and hope that they're, having a good day at school, and look forward to seeing them again when you pick them up. If you're used to constantly being with your child, if you have been a stay-at-home mom and maybe you've been doing this course and doing preschool yourself, and they don't often go to somewhere where they're dropped off, and you're used to being the primary caregiver all day long most days, you might think about doing trial runs of separations from your child for short periods of time, not just for your child's sake, but for your own sake in advance, so that kindergarten, that first big day isn't this shock to either one of you of having a little bit of time independently. So you could decide to, run some errands by yourself, or take a yoga class, or just go to a coffee shop and read for a little while your child stays with whomever, dad, grandma, babysitter, just to kind of ease yourself into this transition of spending a little bit more time in the day apart, and sort of setting that in your mind as a good thing and a relaxing thing, and easing yourself into it. So these are some ideas, and I hope that, when that big day comes, that you are every bit as prepared as your child is. It's always going to be a little bit, difficult to do that and to see your child take that big step, but hopefully it'll be a really, really good thing. That's what we're here for, to help make that a good thing for the both of you. So I hope that you've taken some good things from this to use in the week going forward, and we'll see you next time.